get it into oversteer and just balance it. One long slide. Oh, I love this car, it's so good. There's lots of power throughout the rev range, so it's very, very usable. But can it be as quick around the track? Well, let's find out. Say hello to the new BMW M235i. With its 3-litre straight-six twin-turbocharged engine, it's the most powerful 2 Series you can buy. But it costs just over £34,000. And for that kind of money, you could have this future classic, the M3 CSL. Just over 10 years after it was launched, this car is rightly regarded as an M-car great. But which one's going to be faster around our test track, and which one's going to be the purer driver's car? Well, let's find out. The M235i's twin-turbo engine produces 322 brake horsepower and 450 Nm of torque. That's 78 Nm more than the old M3. It weighs 1,470 kilograms, so it's 85 kilograms heavier than the old CSL. Launched in 2004, the M3 CSL was the most extreme version of the E46 M3 generation. With a carbon fibre roof, it weighed 100 kilograms less than the standard car, and it also had upgraded springs, dampers and brakes, plus extra power. It also came exclusively with BMW's automated manual SMG gearbox. Let's start with the M3 CSL. The reason this is quite a good comparison to the 235i is this astonishing engine is the first thing you notice. But the reason this is a good comparison to the 235i is a normal M3 around about this age will cost you between £6,000 and £10,000. If you want an M3 CSL, a decent one, you're looking at around £30,000 to £35,000. So it's very, very similar money, and you're going to get an appreciating classic car that's going to be an asset into the future. But more importantly, if you're about your driving experience, what you're going to get is this astonishing engine. So just listen to this engine. Revs to 8,000 RPM. It's really quite a staggeringly good engine. This car did have an automated manual gearbox, which by modern standards is very, very slow as it shifts. So there's quite a clunk as each gear goes in. It's not like a modern dual clutch system, but to be honest, you'd forgive it for this engine. It's amazing. And the chassis is equally good. There's so much balance in the chassis. Like, you can just sense when the car's going to transition from understeer to oversteer. The body control is excellent. So here, you can just sense the car, get it into oversteer and just balance it. One long slide. It's just beautifully balanced chassis, and as I say, amazing body control. It's not a lot of feel through the steering, but to be honest, there's enough, and the chassis is just so good it doesn't really matter. So we've got a bit of heat into tyres, so we're going to come around now and try and sort out a lap time and see how we get on. Now, these cars, when they were new, were famed for probably not having quite enough performance in the brakes and suffering from a bit of brake fade. Now, also, I'm going to try and be a bit kinder on the brakes than the old girl, because she's 11 years old after all. But let's see if we can get a good lap time. Now, through here, the balance of the chassis through there is just beautiful, and hard on the power, very little understeer, very little oversteer, just really lovely balance. Just over about 110 miles an hour down to the chicane. There's a blip on that downshift, but it's, as I say, a little bit slow by modern standards. They're just transitioning into oversteer on the exit, but not really losing too much forward momentum. Just lovely, lovely balance. Fourth gear, down to third. Already a little bit of brake fade. The front end bite as you go into the corners is just beautiful. Lots of sense of what's going on. Just know exactly where you are with the chassis. Try not to get too much oversteer and carry the speed on the exit. And this engine is just lovely. That's 8,000 RPM through this high-speed SUV. Amazing body control. Oh, I love this car. It's so good. Down through the gears. And coming up to the last corner, resisting the temptation to indulge in too big a slide. And around to the last corner, putting all that 8,000 RPM onto the road and across the line. The M3 CSL is an absolute joy to drive on track, and it laps our circuit in 1 minute 13.5 seconds. But how will the modern day 235i compare? In the CSL, you've got that amazing engine that goes ballistic above 6,000 RPM, whereas in this car, you've just got really quick revving. It revs to 7,000, but really quick revving and lots of torque all the way through the rev range. Now, you can have a dual clutch gearbox in the 235i, but we've got one with a manual box. And I have to say that is pretty nice because the throttle response is really good. So you can get a really nice heel and toe blip on the down change. It's a nice manual box. It's heavier than the CSL, this car, which is no surprise. Modern cars getting heavier and heavier. It's a really lovely road car. It's very sort of delicate and really enjoyable on the road. In the practice laps, I've got to say, it's not an ultimate track car. It does feel a little bit heavy. It hasn't got the body control of that hard-edged CSL, so you can feel there in the oversteer when the car comes back, there's a little bit of sort of snapback as the lateral movement and the body work and the body starts to make itself known, and it's just not as playful and as taut as the CSL. But then, you know, this isn't an M3, it's not an M2, it's only an M235i, so it's got an M badge, but it's not the ultimate. But can it be as quick around the track? Well, let's find out. So we're going to come and start the lap. Again, trying to keep it smooth to come up to the last corner. The engine is great, I've got to say. We've got it in its sportiest settings on the chassis, and we've also got the stability control turned off. So across the line to start the flying lap, and I've got to say the M3 does feel more ballistic in terms of its absolute straight line performance. Not that this car feels slow, as I say, there's lots of power throughout the rev range, so it's very, very usable. Just feels a little bit heavy, if I'm honest, compared to the CSL. Hard on the brakes up to the chicane. Now I am standing on the brakes a bit harder than I am in the CSL, so we're gaining some time under braking, that's for sure. Traction's really good on the exit of the hairpin, and it's just a very nicely sorted car, but just a little bit too much movement in the body to be a sort of ultimate track car. What it also does for these long corners, it just loads up that front right corner, so the loaded front tyre really works hard in this car, and it works its tyres much harder than the CSL, so you're getting much more wear on the front tyres than you'd expect for a rear-wheel drive car. With the lane, high-speed change of direction there, pretty stable, but again, more movement, bit of squirm under braking into the last couple of corners, just a little bit of oversteer, but trying not to lose too much time. Feels quiet compared to the CSL, very civilised, and accelerated across the line. It's been a fascinating day driving this pair of very different M cars. The M3 CSL has got a raucous, rev-happy engine and a super sharp race-derived chassis, whereas the 235i is very comfortable on the road and it's got lots of torque. Yet despite their differences, this pair recorded the same lap time around our circuit. So which one would I choose? Well, to be honest, I think I'd want both in my dream garage. I'd want the 2 Series to drive every day, and I'd want this thrilling classic as a car I could enjoy on occasion in the surefire knowledge that it's going to be a better investment than your average pension. Click the window on the left to watch how the mechanically identical M135i gets on against the E46 AMG. Or if you want to watch some more old versus new, click the window on the right. Click on the play icon to watch our latest video, or click on the Auto Express logo to subscribe.